All right, so the Creek girls are hosting Milford today, and I just wanted to give you a little 411 about what you're about to deal with. First and foremost, I just wanted to say this video isn't to intimidate you. When it comes to this team, it's definitely not that kind of video. It's more to educate you about your opponent, right? And also to Milford, it's nothing personal. I respect Milford soccer. I like Milford soccer. That's why I come to watch it in the first place when I can. But when it comes to going against our Beaver Creek girls, obviously I'm always going to go with Beaver Creek. But here's basically what you're about to deal with for Beaver Creek. Right out the gates, these girls are going to come at you fast and they're going to come at you hard. This is a team that is particularly strong offensively. Their defense is good, but it's their offense it's what makes this team so strong. It's what makes this team one of the best teams in the entire state. This team has one of the best players in the state, if not the best player. In my personal opinion, she is the best player. Her name's Anna Manning. She is fantastic. She's a fantastic striker. She's one of those players who can kind of do everything. She's an all-around player. But the thing that I really like the most about her, you always see me on my Instagram posts talking about movement. And when it comes to movement, this is a player that's going to put on a clinic. She's one of the very best at moving off the ball. When it comes to this Milford attack style, they're able to generate a lot of that through her. Her and some of the other girls, when they're attacking, they kind of run these crosses, and it basically confuses our defenders. They realize that their defenders are tracking them. They're marking them really closely. And when it comes to Anna, she uses her gravity. When I talk about gravity, I'm talking about the way that defenders mark a player. They're so focused on a certain player that they kind of lose focus on the other players, right? So what she does, she uses her gravity. There's been times where I've seen her, running off ball, heading straight towards the goal. She picks up maybe 2 or 3 defenders, and then she suddenly just runs away from the goal, like just takes herself completely out of the play. And these defenders are so worried about her scoring that they're not paying any more attention to the ball handler. They're not paying any more attention to the other girls in on the attack. They're so focused on Anna, so they start chasing after her, and then they completely leave the goal wide open. I've seen this happen way too many times with her. So defensively for Beaver Creek, you girls are going to have to stay in constant communication. It's very important. You're going to have to verbally communicate. You're going to have to be loud about it. Your goalkeeper is going to have to tell you defenders what she's seeing. You defenders are going to have to come and drop on time. You're going to have to advance on time. You're going to have to shift on time. Everything is going to have to be on time in this match. If you're a midfielder, you're in for a very rough match. Any of the girls from last season who played against this team will confirm what I'm about to tell you. This is a team that's going to try to overload on your side of the field, which means they're going to literally, their defenders are going to step over the half field line into your territory. They're going to be on your side of the field, and they're going to try to lock you in on your side of the field. Now, that play style is very vulnerable to counterattacks, right? So if you're a midfielder, it's very important for you to make early stops in this game. It's very important for you to stay organized in this game. You're going to need to make stops in the midfield. If you don't do that, you're going to be locked on your side of the field. You're going to be back there helping out the defenders for the majority of this game. And you're going to be chasing around their midfielders, their forwards, and even their defenders for the majority of this game if you do not make stops early in the center of the field. You're going to have to control the center of the field in this game. That's important in any game, but in this one particularly, against a team like this one, if you don't do that, then you're going to be in for a very, very rough match, and it's going to be long, it's going to be frustrating, and it's going to be exhausting. So you have to make stops in the center of the field. You have to be active. You cannot allow your forwards, when you do come in possession of the ball, you cannot allow your forwards to get isolated. You can't expect them, one or two forwards, to go and be able to take on 4 or 5 defenders. That's just not how this game works. It's not how this game is designed, and it's just not going to work for you. I promise you that. This is going to be a long, frustrating game if you do not focus on the fundamentals of this game. That's really what it comes down to, is the fundamentals and effort. You're going to have to run in this game. The trotting along in the back like you did against Bellbrook, that's not going to cut it tonight, and it's going to be even worse. It's going to feel a lot worse. It's going to be a lot more exhausting. You can't do that. You're going to have to put some effort out there. You're going to have to sprint up and down the field. You're going to have to be there. You're going to have to be there to support your forwards. And if your midfield gets overrun and you have to fall back, you're going to have to try to make these stops. It's very important. Defensively, it comes down to playing smart soccer, right? That's really all it is. You're going to have to recognize when the counters are coming. You're going to have to recognize when your team is getting ready to lose possession of the ball. So you're going to have to play with that kind of anticipation. You're going to have to see it coming, because if not, they're going to be beating you on the foot race every time. This is a fast team, and when I say they're going to overrun your midfield, I literally mean that if they don't make the stop. So it's really important for you defenders to play composed and play intelligently. Okay, and if you're the keeper and you recognize this a counterattack coming, if you recognize your team's getting ready to lose possession of the ball, it's probably time to start calling back your defenders and getting them in place. You can't be playing super high in this game. That's just not going to win you this game. Okay, so, and to me, the best way to beat this team is to have a strong midfield. That's what happened last year when these Milford girls went up against Seton. In the first game, they were able to beat Seton. I was actually at that game. And then in the tournament, Seton was actually able to come out on top, because Seton has had a very, very active midfield, a very strong midfield. So that's really what it comes down to. Midfielders stepping up in this game. And to be honest with you, it's one of those games where I would recommend fighting fire with fire. You can't play too conserved in this game. You can't play in a defensive shell in this game. Your midfielders can't be back hanging out with the defenders. That's just not going to be a winning recipe in this match. I can guarantee you that. And nobody wants to see you girls go out there and have a frustrating game. Nobody wants to see y'all looking all exhausted within 20 minutes of the match. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it just comes down to the effort. You have to remember that you have an entire bench full of substitutions. So you can go out there and go hard for 10, 15 minutes straight and then get substituted out and then come back in. You know what I mean? So go out there and play your hearts out. Leave it all out there on the field tonight. And if you can get this game, if you can get this dub in this game, that's a statement win. You're playing against probably the best team in the state right now, other than Seton. So if you guys can go out there and get this win, that's going to be a tremendous, tremendous feather in your cap. That's going to be a big statement win for you. And even if you do lose this game, make it a respectable loss. Last year it was 4-1, and that's a blowout. That's pretty bad. I think the only person that was able to score in that game for us was Becca, and you know, it was just hard to watch that match, because it's like, man, we're just getting trampled, and we're a strong team. Beaver Creek wasn't bad last year at all. You know, it's just we just happened to run into this team so early on in the season. But that's no excuse either, because, I mean, for them, it's early in the season too, you know. So, like I said, it just comes down to the effort. You're going to have to play smart, and you're going to have to play soccer tonight. You're going to have to come out there and play. You can't be playing kickball, ping pong, whatever. This is a soccer game, and you're going to have to come out and play some soccer tonight. I wish you all the best. I'm on my way to Centerville to watch their match. And then after that, I'm heading to Oak Hills and then to Beaver Creek. So, I'll be there in support of you. I think I'll probably be able to get to the second half of the JV game. So, win tonight. Like, do whatever you need to do to get your heads in the game, get yourself pumped up. Don't come into this game super relaxed. Come in here with, intensity. Like, come out here to kill, not literally kill, but you know what I'm saying. Like, just come out here to play tonight. And I wish y'all the best.